Hey everybody, welcome back to Big Red EDC. I am JB, and today I'm going to be reviewing the Kershaw Skyline. Yeah, I know the Skyline's been out for quite a while now, and to be perfectly honest with you, I just got one here. I mean, it's been 2-3 months back, and I wasn't even going to do a review on it, believe it or not. I'd heard a lot of people talking about them, so I was like, Skyline's one I'm just gonna check out. Fairly budget friendly. So I was like, I just gotta try this knife out. I did. I'm glad I did. I'm glad I checked it out. But I've showed it off a couple of times on, Saturday Night Live and so on and so forth, and have mentioned, I didn't think I was gonna review it, and people were like, no, I want to hear your take on it. So here we are. Here I am. There's the Kershaw Skyline. So let's talk about it. Model number on this one is 1760. Oh, turn around there. There we go. Well, that thing don't want to stay straight. G10. Now you've got a G10 scale on this side. You got a G10 scale on this side. Now you have one stainless steel liner, as you can see there. Then, of course, you have a G10 backspacer in here. Got a black stainless pocket clip that shows you right hand tip up or tip down carry. As you can see, it is configured in tip down, and we'll talk about that here in a little bit. But it is tip down, or you can configure it for tip up carry. Skyline has a 4¼ inch closed length. As far as grip length, right around 4 inches, just shy of 4 inches as I measure it. So that's how it is in my 3¾ inch hand. Now, as you saw, it is a manual flipper. We're going to talk about that a little bit later too. Now, you see there, you've got thumb studs, dual thumb studs / stop pins, just kind of like on the leak there. And you can open it using those. Be perfectly honest with you, a lot of times that's my preferred method of opening this knife. And as I said, we will get into that a little bit later when we talk about it. It is a liner lock. Just running on washers. No bearings or anything like that. It's not assisted. It's manual. It's not a speed safe knife. But there you go. It is a liner lock. Now, once you got it open, you've got about a 3 1/8 inch 14 C28N drop point blade. I'm liking the fact the 14 C28. We've talked about that steel at length on Saturday Night Live, and to be perfectly honest with you, that is probably one of my favorite steels right now. That and VG10. Got stonewashed finish with right about a 3 inch cutting edge on it. And of course, you got the KAI 1760, made in the USA. And there, you've got your Kershaw logo. Got a fully open length of 7 3/8 inches. Made in the USA, as we saw. Let's get our scale out, and we'll take some measurements. All right, ounces, we're looking at 2.5, so it is a pretty light carry, which that is definitely a plus. I like that. 71 grams. As I said, light carry. Oh, and look what we got here. Ooh, new calipers. Red and black. Very nice. All right, so now I can read down to 1,000. So we're gonna take our measurement, our width there, 0.393, almost 0.40. So nice and slender knife. You know we're liking that. I know I am. Inch wide at about its widest point. So awesome, very slender. I like my new calipers. That's actually the first time I've used them in a video. I like them. I like them a lot. Now, let's talk about the pocket clip. I know we were going to talk about the pocket clip. I mean, you guys have heard me say tip up or tip down. Guys, it doesn't matter to me. I'm not. It just doesn't matter to me. It really doesn't. This knife, like I said, you have the option for tip down or tip up. I left it in the tip down configuration for the simple fact that I get a much deeper carry. Now, I don't know if I say much deeper, but it is deeper, and I like a deeper carry. So that's what's out of in the tip down. That's what's sticking out. I'm getting, oh, what do we got there? About a 1/2 inch. Now, with tip up, I got to look at it because I got to compensate for where the screw holes are for. So it'd probably be pretty close to right about there. Because as you can see, that clip comes down a bit from the screw holes. So I'm going to give it right about there. That looks pretty close. And on this one, if I hold it there and I take a measurement, that's about a whole inch sticking out of my pocket. So with this knife, the tip down configuration gives me the deeper carry, and that's why I leave it like that. Does carry very well in pocket. Like I said, it's a lighter carry, which is awesome. It's a slender knife. It carries fantastically. You know, in this configuration, hand going in the pocket. I mean, there's nothing to rub on, to catch you. Really like the way this knife carries. So, my overall take on it. I really like the overall look and design of the Skyline. I really like the fact they're using 14C28N on the blade. Like I said, it's probably one of my favorite blade steels, that and VG10. My reasoning behind that, it takes an edge, it takes a really good edge, fairly easily, and it lasts a respectable amount of time. So for those, you know, getting into knives and stuff, you know, your 8CR13s, they sharpen easily and all that. But it'll hold an edge longer as well. And I like that aspect of 14C28N. As a matter of fact, I would like to see more knives in 14C28N. That's me. We've got G10 and D2 all day long. I'd like to see a little bit more 14C28. I really would. But I like the blade. I love the stonewash finish on it. The overall design of the knife is very simple, which nothing wrong with that in my opinion. Really like just the simple, sleek, slender design. Ergonomically, this thing fits my hand. Oh, it feels terrific in hand. That pocket, or the pocket clip, doesn't bother my grip at all. That's another thing. And even in a tip down carry, I mean, it's pretty low profile. I don't think it would. I've never really tried. I've never changed it because I looked at it and said, well, that gives me a deeper carry. That's where I'm leaving it. So, but ergonomically, it's really good. G10, really grippy G10 for sure. But overall, I have, oh, there you go. Really decent access for your liner there. And it's jimped to help grab onto your thumb. So that's not an issue. The only issue I have with this knife, and I really overlook it just because for the simple fact I like the carry of this. so much is if you try to light switch this knife, I can't say the Skyline as a whole, but this knife, if you try to light switch it, it fails far more than it deploys. I mean, I'm not getting a full, I'm getting close. And yes, I've lubed it up, but I have this knife, I really have to get behind it and push button it. So the light switch for me on this Skyline, it worthless. That's about the best way I can put it. It fails to flip, I bet, I would say damn near almost 90% of the time if I try to light switch it. So you just got to know that about the knife, get behind it, push button it, and I've never had it fail using the thumb stud / blade stops there. Never had it fail that way, and that's why I said that's kind of my preferred method, honestly, of opening this knife. Never had a failure doing it that way. So, and I have had, not many, but I have had a few failures with the push button. But I mean, there's several ways to open it. Light switch isn't one of them. You can push button it. You can thumb stud it. It's all good. But that was a good one. That was a decent one. There we go. Now I'm getting it. Nope, there we go. That one didn't work. Anyway, I just got to know that a push button is far more effective on this exact Skyline that I have. Or just use the thumb studs like I do most of the time. Yep, that works. But overall, it's the finish on it, I mean, it's all right. Got a little bit of the back spacer, doesn't go completely flush, but that's not really a huge deal in my mind. The jimping is not sharp. It's perfectly adequate. Does its job very well. So there you go, guys. For those of you that wanted my take on the Skyline, it's a pretty darn good knife. Blue gave it, he gave it an 8. Just because he didn't like the fact that it didn't light switch, but whatever. That's him. It is a really good carry knife. I like the slender. I mean, there again, you've watched the channel. You know this knife is right in my wheelhouse as far as EDC knives. Light, slender, great blade steel in my opinion. So, and when I was checking them out, a lot of places they sell for right around that $46, $47. But actually, Valtac, you can get them at Valtac Tactical for $39.99. So if you're interested in checking out, and there's several different versions of, I mean, there's Damascus, there's a few different versions of the Skyline, but kind of your base model, such as this one, $39.99 at Valtac, you can't beat that. That's a pretty good price. There you go, guys. That has been my review of the Kershaw Skyline 1760. Pretty much your base model Skyline. As always, guys, thank you very much. Whoa, excuse me. Thank you very much for spending some time with me today. I greatly appreciate it. As always, like, subscribe, leave me a comment, because you know I love talking to y'all. And until next time, I'll talk to y'all later, guys. Bye-bye.